Hi there, and thanks for watching this video. My name's Trudy, One Grounded Angel. I'm an energy healer and an angel card reader. This is a weekly angel card reading video for the week starting the 19th of July through to the 25th, 2021. So if you've not seen one of these videos before, I like to shuffle cards, a different deck for each day of the week ahead, just to help us get a bit of a steer on what we might need to know, to help us navigate that day, make any decisions that may come up, or process any emotions or challenges. Monday's card is by the book, and the illustration here implies everything's sort of forming or going in formation. It's a good time to be following existing structures and protocols. Not a good time to be taking shortcuts. Last Friday we had a card that was like, don't jump into anything, don't rush in, really do your homework first. So it's one way to find our own path through what is set out in front of us, but it's another to go really rogue and try and make our own sort of rules. And that, the latter, doesn't always go too well, often because we're rushing, we're operating off a knee-jerk reaction. This card is very much about just go with the flow for now, not forever. And while I think of it, we have a full moon coming up on Saturday. Well, Saturday here will be Friday night in the US, and that's in the sign of Aquarius. This year we have 2 full moons in Aquarius. We've got another one right after this. Aquarius is a sign about freedom, which is interesting when I've just talked about a message that's all about being more, not restrictive, but certainly not by being a complete rebel. The stereotypical image of an Aquarian is a total rebel. And so this is about finding some pathway in the middle, being true to yourself, which is a very Aquarian characteristic, but not trying to completely turn the situation upside down, not trying to create chaos, trying to find some order within the path that you want to go instead of creating chaos. It's about finding a balance between, because Aquarius is very much about the freedom. It's about trying to find a balance between freedom and total restriction. Ideally, we want both, particularly in relationships. We want to have the freedom to be ourselves, to explore, our own identity, our own various goals. But we also need the structure of being a team with that partner. So, and different partners in different relationships have different, quantities of freedom or of restriction. And it's up to you to figure out what's right for you. There isn't only one true way to do it. 2 cards have come up for Tuesday. Your wishes are coming true, and open your third eye. I'll start here. Your wishes are coming true. It's a really reassuring message letting you know that you're on the right path. And perhaps if you're struggling, if there is impatience and frustration that it's taking a long time to get to where you want to go, maybe that's what's tempting you to take a shortcut here. And the card's saying, don't do that. Keep following the path that you've set for yourself. And this is saying why? Because you're on the right path. And if you keep going, it's going to come to fruition for you. Now this card is open your third eye. Third eye chakra is the one round the eye. It can be about vision. And we had a card last Wednesday about this. In a literal sense, but it can also be more about perspective in terms of, are we seeing things clearly, or are we seeing only what we want to see here, or are we seeing someone's potential instead of their reality? And the other way, of course, that people often associate with the third eye is about our psychic sight, in a way that's a bit of a tongue twister, but making sure that we are paying attention to visions we get or messages that come through clairvoyance. There are 4 clairs. Clairvoyance is when we receive messages through sight, through visions. I'm not particularly strong in that. I tend to get messages through clairsentience, which is all about feelings. Claircognizance is when you receive messages through your thoughts or ideas. And of course, clairaudience would be the sound. Most people are strong in 1 or 2 areas and a little bit weaker in others, but it's all up to the individual, and that doesn't mean to say you can't. If you're strong in one area, it doesn't mean to say that you're not ever going to have another sort of avenue that the universe will use to try and reach you. And when I use the word psychic, I'm not talking about predicting the future. That's not really what I'm about. For some people it may be, but for me, intuitive messages are messages that are going to guide me, give me some insights on what's going on so that I can make decisions. It's not the crystal ball type stuff we're talking about here. I'm wondering if we relate this to what I said earlier about the goals that we're working on. I wonder if some of you are needing a bit of tuning in to your intuition to get a steer on where you need to go. If you are hitting those brick walls, if it feels like it's taking way too long, maybe you need to ask the universe, am I doing something that needs a bit of fine tuning here? Am I letting fear build up too much? And maybe that's what's driving me to want to quit or start over or something like that. So it might be that you need to get some insights to help you figure out where to go forward. Yeah. One thing I really like about the word intuition is it's got the word tuition in there. So it's about learning from the universe. And of course, the universe isn't in charge of our lives. We're in charge. But, working with the universe can just help because there's so much more than what our human eyes can see. The universe, getting those tips or, indications of what's really going on, the things that we can't see, that can help us make a decision or approach a particular situation with a much more healthy, grounded, well-rounded approach. Wednesday's card is peaceful. I mean, this one's pretty self-explanatory here. I guess the thing that people forget about peace is they think that they have to add something to their life to bring in the peace. Maybe I'll get a new, app that helps me or something like that. And I'm not knocking apps, by the way. What I'm saying is that sometimes what gets us the peace is taking away rather than adding in something. The taking away of the distractions, the taking away of the obligations that we committed to that we actually don't want to do, but we said yes because we felt like obliged. Taking away of the drama-filled friends or the drama magnet friends. Taking away of the extra workload, all those sorts of things. So what I mean is, do you need to take away from your life in order, rather than trying to bring something else in to get the peace? And of course, the big thing here is mindset. That's the biggest interrupter when it comes to what's disturbing our sense of peace. We can't live in peace all the time. We're always going to have difficult emotions challenging that and stress, etc. But it's about making sure we're not going too out of balance with that. So Thursday's card is Ishtul. I think I might have said that right. Apologies to anyone from a Mayan background who's shaking their head going, no, you said that wrong. Anyway, the card is Medicine Woman. I love the thunder here. The lightning, sorry. The message says you're a channel for divine healing power. So power is the word that jumps out here with that lightning. And if you are thinking about being a healer of some sort, this is pretty black and white for you. That's your message to go for it. But for most of us, it will just be a message about empowerment. Not just, that's still significant. You've got the power to change the situation. You've got the power to bring about what you want. So super, almost like the universe lighting a rocket underneath us, try and get us to move forward and trust the guidance we're getting, act on it, and bring through that better result in time. Everything takes time. Annoying, I know. Okay, here's your mum coming through, healthy lifestyle, telling you, are you looking after yourself, dear? I always think of that as a mum type message, but go with whatever feels right for you. This is very much an Archangel Raphael message. You can tell by all the emerald green. Raphael's associated with healing, be it physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual healing. And definitely asking us to look at our lifestyle. The card is mostly about physical health here, but of course they're all connected. So it's very difficult to have good emotional health if we haven't got good physical health, for example. And I'm not saying that you can't have one without the other, but it helps if you've got both. Everything's connected. And physical health is such a solid foundation for our spiritual development as well. And you don't have to be a purist about this. In fact, I recommend you're not a purist about this. And it's not about deprivation either. It's just about making sure that you're getting enough water. That's probably one of the best things you can do for your emotional health, because that helps with the energetic clearing, amongst other things. But we've also got things like getting enough sleep, also super important. We all know how much it's difficult to make sense of our thoughts when we're really tired, and how much more likely our mind is going to start running away with those wild thoughts that don't make any sense and don't help us at all. So I guess those sort of thought spirals, as opposed to the just random thoughts that we have every day, which are perhaps inconsequential. Of course, nutrition plays into this. As I said earlier, not being a purist, just making sure you're getting enough of the nutrients that you need to be your best self. It's not about being perfect. It's just about supporting your body. Your body's a home for your soul, so we need to try and look after it as best we can, so that we can, have all those other things, great mental wellness, and great spiritual development, etc. And moving our bodies, super important as well. That also helps with that movement of energy, stuck energy. You've probably found in your own life that if you're really struggling with something, going for a walk can sort of clear your head a bit. Saturday's card is Cut Your Chords. Very simple message about letting go of anything that you're holding on to that is no longer serving you. I often talk about this in context of relationships, as you might have noticed if you've been following me for a while. Relationships is an area I tend to specialise in. Healing in my romantic life, which is what got me on the spiritual path, really, a search for healing, and certainly the energy healing that I've had is the only way I've been able to manifest and have and develop a healthy long-term relationship that continues to grow. So anyway, in a relationship sense, sometimes people get a message like this when they're still emotionally or energetically attached to a former partner. And that doesn't mean they're still in love with them. It just means when we're in a relationship with someone, there can be an energetic cord that forms between us. And sometimes it doesn't naturally fall away when the relationship ends, particularly if there is dramatic circumstances, or one person didn't want the relationship to end, one person's still feeling guilty or still feeling like they've got to protect the other person, etc. There's still energy between the two of you that makes it harder to attract a new relationship or a new situation. This card is also about, or could be about, cutting the cord between you and a particular thought process or an idea that is not serving you. Perhaps if you are overly attached to the idea of you being in a certain job, that means that you are disregarding information that may be suggesting that you look at another area that could be better suited for you. So making sure we're not stuck in old ideas, old patterns, etc. And perhaps this could connect to the healthy lifestyle. If there's something you're attached to, a particular idea about yourself, like, I don't know, something that's not serving you. Sorry, I can't think of any examples of that, but maybe you're really attached to the idea of I have to be the last person in the office, and that's robbing you of sleep and plenty of other things as well. You're probably not eating very well if you're working late into the night. So maybe you need to separate yourself from that idea of I need to win my boss's approval by being the hardest working, and instead, once you clear that out, you'll be able to bring in some healthier patterns, both for your physical health and also your emotional health as well. Probably your mental health too. Not that I'm an expert on that. So Saturday's card here is You're on the Right Path. I love how this connects to what I said earlier about that your wishes are coming true here. Lovely validation here. Keep going. Just because things aren't going as fast as you would like doesn't mean they're wrong. So sorry, that was Sunday's card. I think I said Saturday, but I meant Sunday. So I think we've got a lot of reassurance coming through here. I wonder if there's a bit of stress or tension, or you're feeling like you're on edge a little bit. For us to get that peaceful card, which I can't even remember the last time I saw it, that seems to me like they're really wanting to kind of give us a giant hug and let us know it's going to be okay and keep going, don't throw in the towel. And also a few little tweaks we can make to our lifestyle, perhaps to our mindset, or perhaps just letting go of the past in some way might be what you need to know there. So thank you very much for watching. I feel like although there are a few different things in here, sometimes there's just one thing you need to know right now that stands out. So please don't get too attached to a particular day. Sometimes I think people get a bit caught up there. Well, this is for this day. If you're seeing the card now, you probably need to act on it now, or think about it at least. Sometimes they're sowing the seeds for us to address later, and we get a bit more information about what that means for us later down the track. So that is the week of the 19th of July through to the 25th, 2021. Each card goes up on my Instagram account at One Grounded Angel, my Facebook page, One Grounded Angel. If you'd like to reach me and talk about working together, I do all my work via Zoom in 1 hour sessions for anyone anywhere in the world, and you can find out more about how I operate via www.onegroundedangel.com, and you can also email me via the website, doing a contact form, and I can talk to you a bit more about whether my work is right for you. Yes, I do use the angel cards in my work. They're a big part of my work as well. So thanks. That's probably all you need to know right now. I do think if this card in particular is resonating, that cut your cords, and you're feeling like you're still attached to something that you're really struggling to let go of on your own, you can ask Archangel Michael to help you. You can do that out loud in your head, doesn't really matter. But if you're struggling with it, then maybe there's something else going on in your aura, in your energy field, in your subconscious that you need some help shifting, and that would be a good time to reach out to an energy healer. I do that work, but it doesn't have to be me. Take care, everybody. Have a great week, and I'll be back to read for you again next week for the end of July.